So in this video, this is one of the very first videos I did when I started working with cross-exam. And so I just came off of working with USA Today for, I don't know, since the year 2000. So I kind of developed this silhouette style technique. And the reason I started doing that is because it was so much quicker to animate a silhouette than doing a full shot with lines and color and so forth. And so we had all this footage of Frank that he had shot on this white background. And I thought, you know, we could really make use of this message and footage that's already done. And plus the other thing that was conveyed to me is let's try to bother Frank as least as possible. So, okay, so we got all this footage ready to go. And so now I can just make a new production out of this. And I think this footage was was much older. So it made it more fresh. And yet the message is still relevant because it's the same, you know, it's the things that Frank's still talking about today. And for my first production here, I said, you know what, pro level, we keep moving. Next.
The reason we believe in Christianity is because an event occurred, the resurrection. Now, I have to ask you this. Why would the Jewish writers of the New Testament, all were Jewish with the exception of Luke, why would they invent a resurrected Jesus? Why would they say that a man who claimed to be God rose from the dead if it didn't happen? They thought that would be blasphemy for a man to claim to be God. And why would they invent a resurrected Jesus? They already thought they were God's chosen people. They had no motive to invent a resurrected Jesus. And certainly they could not have invented it in Jerusalem, where an empty tomb existed. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, the New Testament writers did not create the resurrection. The resurrection created the New Testament writers. There would be no New Testament if it wasn't for the resurrection. Now, even if the New Testament never existed, Christianity would still be true. Why? Because Christianity is based on an event. The resurrection. Do you realize there were thousands of Christians before a line in the New Testament was ever written? Why? Because an event occurred, the resurrection. You have to have more faith to believe it didn't occur than it did. And if God exists, and He does, and can create the universe out of nothing, then He can certainly resurrect Jesus from the dead. That's why we believe in Christianity.
Want to go deeper with this question? Explore the ins and outs of the issue with this online course, and it's available 24/7.